Welcome to today's deep dive. It's March 16th, 2026, and we've got a really critical mission for you today.
Yeah, we are synthesizing the latest AI analyst briefings, and of course, that big NVIDIA GTC keynote.
Right, because we are seeing a massive paradigm shift right now. AI is, well, it's no longer just some digital novelty, it is vulnerable physical infrastructure.
Exactly. I mean, we saw that reality so vividly this week with those unprecedented drone strikes on an AWS data center in the Middle East.
Yeah, and just to be clear for everyone listening, we are looking at these kinetic strikes involving Iranian, Israeli, and U.S. forces strictly as factual events.
Right, we are definitely not endorsing any political viewpoints here.
No, absolutely not. But the immediate geopolitical reality is just undeniable. These data centers are now squarely in the crosshairs.
They really are.
Okay, let's unpack this because, we always imagine our data living up in the ether, but it actually lives in highly sensitive, fragile servers.
Sitting in massive concrete and steel warehouses, yeah. What's fascinating here is the sudden end of digital infrastructure's sanctuary status.
Sanctuary status. I like that term.
Yeah, because for the first time, compute is being treated as a high-value military target. It's on par with, like, oil refineries now.
Wow.
And that realization is instantly sparking this global mandate for sovereign AI. It's a massive push for decentralized, geographically redundant, and even underground data facilities.
Underground. That is wild. And, well, because that centralized physical infrastructure is suddenly so visibly vulnerable, securing the digital perimeter has become the market's absolute most expensive priority.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at Google.
Right, Google dropping a record-breaking $32 billion to acquire the cloud security platform Wiz. But I have to push back on the narrative a bit here.
How so?
Well, is Google actually innovating in security, or are they just aggressively buying a $32 billion shortcut to win enterprise trust?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's a shortcut they absolutely had to buy. Yeah, hyperscalers need their own proprietary security layers right now. Enterprises won't deploy autonomous AI agents across their networks if the environment isn't fundamentally bulletproof.
Because they're terrified of a breach.
Exactly. By buying Wiz, Google gets a comprehensive system to secure everything from code to cloud.
Right, they are closing that trust gap in a post-strike world. That structural need makes a lot of sense.
It does. And this urgent demand for secure, decentralized enterprise control is directly dictating the new hardware we saw unveiled today at NVIDIA's GTC.
Oh, yes. They announced the Vera Rubin platform, and this physically stacks memory and compute much closer together on the chip, right?
Right. And by reducing the distance data has to travel, they cut the energy and time required to process it, which drives inference token costs down by 10x.
10 times cheaper. That is huge. And alongside that hardware, they launched NemoClaw, which is a software framework for building secure enterprise AI agents.
Yeah, NemoClaw bakes in multi-layer security, audit logs, and role-based access control to directly rival OpenAI. But the critical detail everyone is talking about,
Oh, what's that?
NVIDIA made NemoClaw hardware agnostic.
Oh, wow. Here's where it gets really interesting. If NemoClaw can run on anyone's hardware, it operates almost like NVIDIA's Trojan horse.
Exactly.
They are stepping out of their own hardware ecosystem to mediate the entire agentic economy. They want their software to be the standard for how humans and agents collaborate.
Even if you buy a competitor's chips.
Yeah.
It is a brilliant play. And with that dramatically cheaper hardware and deeply secure agent framework, AI is finally equipped for the next step.
Stepping out of the purely digital realm and mathematically conquering physical reality. Which brings us to Thor AI.
Right, the briefings highlighted that Thor AI just solved the configurational integral in statistical mechanics.
Which sounds like a textbook abstract, I know. But basically, it is a century-old physics riddle.
Yeah, when you try to calculate how thousands of atoms interact, the math gets so massive it breaks traditional computers.
Right, the curse of dimensionality. But Thor AI uses tensor networks, which act like a mathematical shortcut to compress all that complex data.
And suddenly, we can model atomic interactions and phase transitions without needing decades of physical lab testing.
That is incredible.
It is. And this raises an important question about where the entire industry is heading next. We're seeing a massive shift away from large language models.
Because LLMs essentially just predict the next word, right?
Right. And the shift is toward world models that actually understand physical causality, which is exactly why AMI Labs, founded by Jan LeCun, just secured a $1.03 billion seed round.
$1 billion seed round is just staggering. But investors know the next wave of AI has to understand how things drop, break, and move in the real world.
Exactly, to enable truly functional robotics.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, whether you are coding software or managing a global business, your workflows are about to shift.
Yeah, you won't just be querying centralized cloud applications anymore.
Nope. You will be deploying localized, physically aware AI agents right at your desk or on your factory floor.
Because relying entirely on a centralized, fragile cloud is just no longer a safe bet.
Not at all. Which leaves me with a final thought for you to mull over. If computing power is now considered a vital center of gravity and a legitimate military target,
Yeah.
how long until nation-states begin legally drafting private autonomous AI agents into national defense service?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, next time you think about that invisible, ethereal cloud, remember, it's heavy, it's vulnerable, and it might soon be wearing dog tags. We'll catch you next time.